What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about the MyTeam Festival that is ending in basically come Friday in NBA 2K26 MyTeam, and what you guys should be looking at doing, getting done before that does indeed end. Now, as we do dive into that, if you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. I appreciate all the support on the channel. I'm gonna be taking you guys through what I'm personally looking at with this, and again, what you guys can be looking at as well. Now, important to note, the timers on the festival go basically for 4 more days, so I think they will reset come Monday. So again, you will have time to decide exactly what to use. But as far as like the grind for the festival, it does reset on Friday. So as far as like King of the Court rewards, you're no longer going to get the event pack in King of the Court because again, the event is going to be over. I will say Showdown rewards, you still do get pumpkins because again, you're going to get them on Friday. And again, as long as you use them by Monday, you will be in fine position. But I think today is the day that you guys need to decide exactly what you are trying to get accomplished. Like, for example, for myself, am I trying to get Hakeem? If yes, I really need to figure out what way I want to go about getting him. And if not, that's fine. What is the other things that I do want to do? Could I go get a guy like OG Anunoby and Patrick Ewing, who I think are really solid budget options? Are they going to play for me? Probably not, but they're solid budget options. Do I go and take the risk and open up this Chills 10 box, which is unsellable, right? Well, maybe, but the problem is it's all unsellable. So, I mean, unless I pull like a Cooper Flag, I don't know if I really want it because, again, all of these cards are going to end up being unsellable, right? And so you got to kind of really look at what you are trying to get accomplished from this event. And for myself, the best thing might be to try to just find a way to make MT. Whether that's with badge packs, whether that's with shoe takeovers, whether it's getting these wild gem players. I've already opened the base packs, made some MT off of that. What is the best method for you guys? Really depends on where you guys are at. But again, I would try to emphasize making as much MT as possible once you do get past this stage of, you know, getting whatever you're trying to get done. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for me to open up this Chills unsellable 10 box with 2 pink diamond pumpkins. Probably not. Because I'm realistically not going to make much MT from it, considering it is all unsellable. And instead, maybe I just, go get some of these budget options. Maybe I go get some badge packs, some takeovers, stuff like that. But I'm to the point where I got my LeBron. I no longer am worried about anything else. For a lot of you guys out there, if you don't have OG Anunoby and you're really, no money spent, try to find a way to complete the challenges, complete things to go get in OG Anunoby. Same thing with Pat Ewing. Same thing with Zaccharie Risacher. Very good budget options. And again, beyond that, if you want to go grind for the Hakeem Olajuwon, if you want to go and grind for, let's say, you want this Chills 10 box. Find a way to kind of map it out, because again, as far as like the grinding part of this thing, as far as like the inserts in packs, there is not going to be many ways, or any ways, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. I do not think there's going to be any way for you guys to pull event cards come on Friday. Okay? Come on Friday for this Chills event, you are not going to be able to, or for the Chills Festival, you're not going to be able to pull any packs for these cards. So map it out, right? Because you got basically less than 2 days to earn things for this event, and then you're gonna have to use your cards and use your event cards before Monday. And that's another thing I do want to emphasize is make sure before Monday that you do use these pink diamond or just use these festival cards, because after Monday there's no way that you guys can use these things are just going to sit in your collection. You can't sell them, and they're honestly just going to collect dust. And so even for myself, guys, like what can I do once I make up my mind on what I want to do? Well, if I wanted to get a badge pack, that's fine. I'll use them and get some badge packs. If I want to get a shoe and takeover, I'll do that. Like I said, I'll make sure though at the end of it that I'm gonna use all of my pumpkins, because I promise you I'm not just gonna sit there and let my pumpkins collect dust. The sad part about it this year compared to years past is you used to be able to make a bunch of MT by the badge and shoe packs, and you can no longer really do that. So now it's okay, well, how else do I find ways to make some MT or to just get cards for my card collector level? Even for you guys, I wouldn't mind you guys going and getting all of these Ruby Duos because they're super cheap and they add cards to your card collector level. So I'll just kind of showcase what this kind of looks like for you guys. Again, I'm probably never going to use these cards. But again, it's something to look at, right? So let's say, right, I'll claim this duo real quick so I can briefly talk through it. Okay, I get KG, I get Eddie House, I get the duo. Is it a crazy duo? No. I get a gold card and an emerald card. But guess what? I already had Eddie House, right? And I mean, he's sellable, so I can go through and sell him. But that's just extra MT that I can just add to my collection, right? With this Eddie House, which I can right now, it looks like sell for 8,900, right? Which again, I could have sold them anyway without getting the duo. But then another layer to this is, well, now I got KG, right? And I'm not saying I'm gonna go do this because I don't think it's worth doing. But guess what? If I wanted to, right, KG is a player I could go and use for Andre Kirilenko, right? And so you could realistically go get all of these duos that are relatively cheap, and eventually they might be somewhat useful. They might come in handy. And again, right now, that's just not probably the case because, you know, realistically, when you're looking at things, it's just like these cards are not from the teams you need. But eventually they may be, even for like the Brandon Ingram, right? Like there's Pelicans players, there's Raptors players, there's all these players from different teams that right now you may not need, but fast forward a week from now, if we get another player, you might want these cards that you guys can go and use for those exchanges. No, these duos aren't anything crazy. I'm never going to sit up here and act like they are, but if you get all of these duos, again, I'm not even recommending it. I'm just saying for myself, it's probably worth doing. Then I got extra cards that if we get a good player and we need Celtics players, well, now I got 2 more Celtics players. Now I've got 2 more Hawks players that, guess what? In case I ever do need those specific cards, I've got them, right? And even for, let's say, like I wanted Demon, right? I got another point guard added to my collection in the Kemba Walker. Also, Kemba Walker, if you do want, or if you are looking at maybe getting a Wild Gem collection done, the KG one, you can get a Kemba Walker for free. Again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing the KG exchange. It is just something that I did want to mention is that he does go in that exchange. Ultimately, guys, this festival is not a one-size-fits-all whatsoever. It's not. There is so many different things to go through and break down. And again, it's not a one-size-fits-all. I want you guys to know and realize that for every person, it's going to be different, right? It looks different from me than it does from the next person, and that's just kind of the way it's ultimately going to be. But if you're balling on a budget, make sure you get the MPJ, Zaccharie Risacher, Ewing, OG Anunoby. Those cards can help you out. If you're really a big baller, well, just know and realize you've got basically 2 more days to add any of the pumpkins to your collection. After those 2 days, you're cooked. I'm cooked. Everybody's cooked. There's no way to earn pumpkins. There's no way to grind for pumpkins after these next couple of days. So just kind of make sure you map it out, figure out exactly what you're trying to get done from the event, and then make sure you're using, you know, the cards before the event ultimately does expire, before the event ultimately is over. Because the last thing you want to do is just have these pumpkins sitting in your collection. I've done that last year with events, is just forget or don't remember to use certain things, and then again my pumpkins just go to waste. So just make sure you're kind of aware of that, and realize again what you're trying to get done with it. At the end of the day, this event, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing, you know, anything too crazy. If you have, you know, a couple of, you know, gold pumpkins that you're ruby pumpkins you don't end up using, that's okay. But again, if you haven't and want to, you know, and you're really balling on a budget, make sure you get those budget guys. That's one thing I really would recommend, because OG, Pat Ewing, MPJ, Zaccharie Risacher, they can always, all of them, honestly, can compete at a really, really, really high level. And even for myself, guys, like I might go get an MPJ, Zaccharie Risacher, because again, if I run a 5-man, maybe those guys are really good for 5-men. So at least with the MPJ, I think he has a lot of potential for a 5-man. And so again, I have no problem claiming Michael Porter Jr., who again, I think can compete at a really high level. And it sounds crazy, but again, if I want to run a 5-man, which I'd have to make a whole different squad for, but I'll just showcase it real quick, like what he can do to the lineup overall. Right now it's a 94. I plug in MPJ, right? He might drop my lineup overall down, right? And so these are the types of things that I need to at least think about for myself. No, it's not going to be anything game-changing or look anything crazy right now. But again, coming king of the court, it could have some value. So those are the things that I got to keep in the back of my mind. And again, it's not a one-size-fits-all. So just think about it for yourselves. What are you trying to get done and accomplish from the event? For me, again, I've got my Bron from here on out. I don't really care. I've got my Bron. I got all my Legend Hall of Fame badges as well. If you want, I'd claim those for you guys. Because like even for myself, I don't remember exactly all of the ones I got. But like I got Strong Handle. That's going to be a perfect badge to put on SGA. I got Hall of Fame Challenger. I can put that on Braun. I can put that on SGA. It's another great badge for me to add to my collection. And so these are the things that, again, don't seem like it's that big of a deal. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like it's the end of the world and that big of a deal. But these are things that do matter at the end of the day. That's going to wrap it up for my video today. You guys can let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.